whatever time of day it is that you are watching this, thank you for joining me today. What I thought we would do in today's video is just spend the next couple of days together. And it should just be a very sort of slow, wholesome vlog. At the moment, I'm just driving to do my sort of meat and vegetable shop. I do a weekly shop. We have an organic sort of farmers market that does, it's like a bit of a co-op of all the local farmers here that grow organically. So I'm just heading there now, and I'm just going to do my sort of weekly shop, get some fruits and vegetables, get some meat for the week, and then we're going to head home. And yeah, I just thought we would spend the next couple of days together. So I've got some amazing garden updates to share with you. This video won't be a super garden heavy video, given that the last few have been, and I know that gardening is not for everyone, but oh my goodness, the ivy in the bookshelves that we planted together last week is just doing so unbelievably well. It's just, I reckon it's grown like 10 centimeters in a week. It's so happy in that position. So I will show you that. The wisteria is leafing out, which is very exciting. Between you and me, I had worried for a little bit there that we may have lost her, but nope, she is leafing out. So I wanted to show you that. The cut flower seeds that we planted together maybe 2 weeks ago now, they're all coming out now. So I've got little sprouts there that I wanted to show you. So no major gardening or anything, but just a few little updates that I wanted to share with you from things that we've done together over the last couple of weeks. I also thought if the weather held and it stayed sort of nice, we might actually go to the beach together. I haven't sort of taken you down to the beach before, and there's some really beautiful shops down there, and the beach that we've got here is just stunning. So if the weather holds, I'll take you to the beach. But they do forecast rain this afternoon, so we'll sort of see how the weather goes over the next couple of days. And if I don't take you to the beach in this week's video, I'll do it next week. So subscribe if you'd like to come to the beach with me and just sort of see what our sort of local-ish beach looks like. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, we'll just sort of get into it. But yes, we're going to head to the sort of farmers market this morning, get some delicious fruits and vegetables, and then we'll head home. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those sort of videos. I think it'll be a little bit of everything. So I hope you enjoy. And yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, I am home. I thought I would just show you what I got today at the market. You've just seen a couple of clips of when I was there, but I just thought I'd run you through it quickly in case anyone finds it interesting. When I watch other people's YouTube videos and they show what they buy at like the supermarket and stuff, I find that really interesting. So I just thought I'd quickly go through it with you. These are the eggs that I normally get. They're the certified organic free range eggs. And they're quite the large sort of size. But I got 2 of those. So I've got a little bit of like cooking. I've got cakes and things like that to make. So I've got 2 packets of those. This is the whole grain mustard that I get. I do get that from, you would have seen in the clips at the market. They have sort of fruits and vegetables. They've got meats, but they've also got a lot of sort of pantry staples. They've also got like beauty, like health and beauty things there as well, like makeup and, you know, moisturizers and, you know, vitamins and things like that. But yeah, so I topped up on this. I think I'm on the last jar of this now. Just really nice to have in salads to mix through or on my wraps. So I've got that. I've got some alcohol-free vanilla. Strawberries are still in season here, and so they're actually quite reasonably priced for organic strawberries. So I got 2 packets of those. I needed some more baking powder. I'm going to be doing a stew for dinners this week. So I've just got some carrots, pumpkin, sweet potato, potatoes, onion, mushrooms. This is the bone broth that I use. When I do a stew, I make the sort of sauce of the stew or the gravy of the stew out of like a bone broth with tomato paste and like flour and things. I will actually be making that this weekend, so I might show you briefly what I do to make my stew. What else did I get? I got some zucchinis, which I think other countries call courgettes, but I got a few of those. I also got this pineapple that just smells, oh, it's making my mouth water just smelling it. It smells so good. I really love pineapples, so I got that. And I also got some kiwi fruits. So they're still in season at the moment, and I do really like kiwi fruit. So I got 2 of those. What else? That's just meat in here. I'm not vegetarian, so when I do the stew, I'm doing lamb. So I've got some diced lamb and things like that in there. I also just topped up some of my skincare. So I'm using this product at the moment, and I'm almost out. Oh goodness, will it? I think the sunlight's not helping it. There we go, that's better. So that is the organic superfruit hydrator. So it's like a vitamin C and hyaluronic acid face moisturizer. I use this in the morning, and I'm almost out of the one that I currently have. So I just got a refill for that. And with the same brand, I got the face cleanser. So I do a double cleanse, and my first cleanse is the Eve L'Homme, and then this is my second cleanse. Just really lovely. It's got a really, because of the lemongrass and the lime in it, it's got a really beautiful, sort of invigorating citrus smell to it, which is lovely. But yeah, so I'm almost out of one of these, so I've just bought a replacement of those. But that is what I got from the organic food market. I also do shop at a sort of conventional supermarket for like paper towels and toilet paper and things like that. But I get all of my like fruits and vegetables and meat and that from an organic market. I'm very fortunate that I do have one reasonably close, and I'm very lucky that I'm able to shop somewhere like that. So yes, very, very lucky. Definitely a little luxury to have. But yeah, so I'm going to just pop all this away now in its little places in the pantry and in the fridge. Good morning. It is actually the next day from the clips that you just saw. I was a little bit unwell yesterday afternoon, so I sort of just stopped filming, but I thought I'd start off today. I'm just going to be putting the stew on. So I just wanted to show you very, very quickly how I make my stews and sort of how I make the gravy base. If you're ever interested in making a stew, stews to me are the easiest, simplest. They're such like a warming, wholesome meal. They make quite a large pot of stew. So you get lots of leftovers, you can freeze it down, etc. So, you know, if you're making stew for an entire family, you've got your one pot, you're all good to go. If you're making stew for one person, you've got dinner for the next couple of nights, and you can possibly freeze some of it down so that you can have stew in the weeks to come. In any event, I will start off. So as I mentioned yesterday, I use this organic beef bone broth as like a base to make the gravy. So I'm just going to pop it here into the, this is my slow cooker. This is not a fancy slow cooker by any means. I think I paid $20 for it maybe like 7-8 years ago. Just from, I think, a Kmart or a Big W, which is sort of like a cheaper sort of department store, I suppose, if you're not familiar with a Kmart or a Big W. But yeah, so this is my slow cooker. I've had it, as I said, for about 7, maybe even 8 years now. It was not an expensive one. You can obviously buy really expensive ones. You can buy that, you know, that have all sorts of abilities, setting timers, all sorts of that. But this is very basic. There's on, low, high, and warm. That's it. So a stew, so I would normally start a stew early in the morning. So it's not super early now, but it's about 9:45 in the morning. And I'm putting this on. I'm going to put it on now. It'll take me maybe 15 minutes to get it going, getting all the vegetables and meat in. And then it'll just stay on all day till about 6 o'clock tonight. What I love about a stew is we're just going to pile it, you'll see, we just pile it all in this one pot. We put the lid on and we walk away. And we're done. That's it. You don't do anything else with it. At about 6 o'clock tonight, I take the lid off and it's just perfect. It's so amazing. So I'm not vegetarian. So I will make my stew with meat. So the meat is just so tender, really soft, all the gravy's sort of done. It's such a hearty, warming meal. So anyway, that is the bone broth. If you are vegetarian, obviously you will not use bone broth. You'll probably use like a vegetable broth or something like that as your base for the gravy. And then just to thicken that up, I'm going to put a little bit of flour in. I'm just using gluten-free plain flour. Again, if you're not gluten-free, you can just use normal flour. So there's no sort of measurements here. You kind of learn as you go. That's probably all I'm going to put in. That was about sort of 2 small tablespoons of gluten-free flour. And then I'm just going to put a little bit in, so just about that much, of corn flour. And that just helps to thicken up the gravy. Now the last thing you're going to need, so with mine I do a tomato sort of base. So I'm just using like a tomato paste organic concentrate. You could use a tin of diced tomatoes if you wanted to, whatever sort of suits you. I think that's the beauty of a stew, is it's very customizable to what you enjoy, like what vegetables you enjoy, what meat you enjoy. And you sort of, yeah, as I said, just pop it all in. Pop the slow cooker on low, and there you go. And a few, later on this afternoon or this evening, you have a delicious, warm, tasty stew. And for those of you who are going sort of into the autumn, winter now, there's just no better meal to have than just a really delicious, hearty stew. And I mean, you can change it up each time you make it. You can put different vegetables in, you can put different meat in. But yeah, so that is basically my base. I'm not really going to do anything else to it, to be honest. I'm not even going to mix it at this stage. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to put the meat in. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of paprika in. I'm going to turn it to low. And then while it's starting to warm up, I'm going to start cutting up all my vegetables. You would have seen a lot of vegetables that I got yesterday. I am also going to put in a tin of red kidney beans. I love red kidney beans. This is just an organic tin here. They're like $1 a tin. They're really high in iron, fiber, all sorts of really good things. I find kidney beans don't have much of a taste at all, I think, which is why they pair really well with a lot of recipes. So I'm going to put kidney beans in. I've got zucchinis. I've got carrot. I've got pumpkin. What else have I got? Sweet potato. I'll put some normal sort of just white potatoes in. So like normal potatoes. I've got garlic. I've got onion, and I'll pop the meat in. And you'll see that that is basically our stew. And then, yeah, I'll just pop it on and that's it. It's very, very simple, very easy, and very, very tasty. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start getting all these vegetables in and getting the meat in. So you're not going to want to watch me chop everything up. So I'll pop you on a bit of a time lapse, just so I can show you what the end result looks like. Just really quickly, if you watched my previous video where I made the bread, I will actually make the bread today as well to go with the stew. But if you watched that video, you will see I talked a little bit about my Magimix. So what you would have just seen there is me taking off the metal bowl of my Magimix and just attaching the food processor. So I'm going to be using that today just to help me basically cut up all of this and dice it all, just to make it easier and a lot quicker. So anyway, I'll be using that today, but obviously if you do not have a Magimix, you can just, use a knife and just go through and dice everything up, all the vegetables that you enjoy. And just really quickly to show you, I've just popped the meat in now, and I've just put all of my spices and things like that on top. And this is basically what it's looking like. And now I'm just going to actually turn the slow cooker on. I'm going to pop it on low. And that's the temperature it'll go on all day. We're just going to leave it on low. As I said, we're going to put this on at about 10 a.m. in the morning. We're going to set it to low, and then we're going to leave it till about 6 o'clock tonight, and then it will be all ready to go and delicious. So that's on now. The meat is going to start to warm up and start to cook. I'm going to start to get these vegetables in. Also just wanted to mention, if you are using kidney beans like I am from a can, just really make sure you give them a good wash before you pop them in. So I've just washed my kidney beans and popped them in there. have it. It takes about maybe 10 minutes or so just to get everything diced and put in there. You would have seen that I used the Magimix to help, and I popped the dicing kit on. So that's what I was showing you in the sort of round container there, was just how the Magimix dices the vegetables. So you'll just sort of see here, see the little tiny cubes of potato? That's how the Magimix dices it. The carrot, zucchini, potato, and things like that can definitely go through the dicing kit. The sweet potato is just a little bit too hard to get through the dicing kit, so I have just done that by hand. But otherwise, we are all done, and that's it. So it's the simplest thing ever, and like we've got quite a cool, very, very windy day here today. So a hearty soup for dinner with some fresh homemade bread will just hit the spot. So as I said, meat is in, the gravy sort of stuff is all there at the bottom, all the vegetables are in. There's no rhyme or reason, you just dump all your vegetables in. I went through what vegetables I popped in here, but you just put in whatever vegetables that you like or you have access to. And then I've just got, that's the front of my slow cooker. As you can see, I've just got it on low. And again, I've put this on at 10 a.m. and it will stay on all day. I'm just gonna pop the lid on now. And that's it. All day until 6 p.m. tonight when it's ready to go. I probably will, and I'll show you when I do it, probably around lunchtime, maybe like 12, 1 o'clock. I will just stir it all through just to kind of mix it up a little bit. But apart from that, I won't touch it again. The simplest, most delicious meal ever. I did promise that I would give you an update on how the ivy plants are doing here in the bookshelves. And as I said, they are just loving life. Like I just wanted to, this one here, as an example, if you look back at the other video footage, I think it was about here. And that was like 2 weeks ago. So that is all new growth and new leaves. Similar down here. This is all new growth and new leaves. And then over here, this stem is doing very well, but this is completely new. This is a whole new little tendril that is just coming out with all of its beautiful new leaves. Obviously, I understand that's how plants work, that they put on some growth. But this is in like, I think 2 weeks, which I just think that's just crazy. Just so much growth in such a short period of time. And like even here, you'll know from like the other video, this is all really bushed out and it's got all new leaves and everything. And even this one over here is doing really well. Like all of this is just new growth. So happy that they're doing so well here. And while we're talking plants, I might just pop outside with you really quickly and I'll just show you some of the updates in the garden from a few of the things that we've done together over the last sort of couple of videos. This jasmine has just flowered so much. Look at all those beautiful blooms. The smell is just, yeah, it just wafts through the whole house. We've got the windows open today and the smell of this jasmine through the whole, I mean the whole backyard, but all through the windows, all through the house, you can just smell it. It's such a beautiful, strong fragrance. What else has happened? These little violas are still doing really well. But I did want to show you just up this little pathway. Spiderweb. If we just come up, I showed you the wisteria. Have a look at it now. Look at all of her leaves coming out. Isn't that just amazing? And that growth, I think I showed you this, when did I do the garden tour? Maybe 3 weeks ago. All of this growth is just in the last 3 weeks, and you can see like all here, they're all starting to sort of leaf out, which is really lovely. And like, oh, the light's not great here. All here, like here, these are all new little wisteria branches. Look at this little one here, it's just starting. So happy. As I said earlier, I did worry a little bit that we may have lost her, but not at all. She's definitely coming back out. As I mentioned in the garden tour video, this wisteria is probably only, I mean, we've only had her for a year, so I think she's maybe still a little bit too young to flower, so I don't think that we'll get flowers this year, but we will get beautiful leaves. Just stunning, absolutely stunning, so happy. Now, just come down here. And we've got one of, I think we've got 2 lemons left, but you can see in there, that one there is pretty much ready to go. So we will harvest that. The mandarin is also putting on a bit of growth and getting all of its little blooms. So hopefully this year we'll get some more mandarins. And I also wanted to show you that the white crepe myrtle that we cut back a little bit late this year has also just started. Look! Is that not just amazing? Like, look at the little... You'll just see, I'll keep you posted on the crepe myrtle over the next couple of weeks. She will just grow so quickly. And then she gets these beautiful white sort of pom-pom flowers that are just stunning, absolutely stunning. So I will show you that. What else has been happening? Wildflowers over here are doing really well. And when we did the gardening video together, I also planted some wildflowers sort of in this spot here. It's a very dry sort of area of the garden. It doesn't get a lot of water and it is in full sun, but you can see that the wildflowers have all started to come up here. They're so hardy, but so they're all coming up, so hopefully that will bush out similar to how this is all bushed out. And you can see we're starting to get all different sorts of flowers and that in there. The bees just love it. The bees and the butterflies. I'm seeing quite a lot of butterflies at the moment, which is beautiful. What else did I want to show you quickly? The cut flower seeds that we planted together. Look! Little sprouts are coming up already. And then in here, and there's another one in there. Tomatoes are doing really well. The onions should be ready soon. I wonder if I dig around the onions a little bit just to see if there's any sort of growth right down the bottom there. I was told that once this sort of greenery dies back a little bit, that's when they're ready. So you can sort of see here that it is starting to die back, so maybe a couple more weeks on that. But so exciting about the cut flowers. No real little sprouts in this section yet. So we'll have to just be a little bit patient. What else did I want to show you? In the last video, I showed you how I cut these spring onions for a continuous harvest. And I just wanted to show you. This was the one that we cut together. So see, this has got like a new little shoot coming out now. So that's how it sort of works, and that's how I sort of cut them back so that I constantly get that flow of spring onions and I'm not having to replant spring onions each time. What else has been happening? Oh, the hydrangea. Look at this beauty. Look at these flowers. Is that not just the most sensational purple flower? Look at them. This is the first time this hydrangea has ever bloomed. And particularly with these beautiful purple flowers, I know the colour of hydrangea flowers sort of tells you a little bit about your soil, whether it's acidic or not. So I'm not sure what the purple means. If there are any other really green thumbs who are watching this video, let me know what purple flowers mean. Is it that our soil is acidic or alkaline? But they make me so happy. And you can see just in there, we've got a few more coming through underneath. But they are just the most delicate little blooms. Goodness, you can hear the wind. As I said earlier, it is a very windy day today. But yeah, just stunning, absolutely stunning. Anyway, I won't go on too much more about the garden. Oh, this wind. But yeah, some very exciting developments. So I will probably give you a full garden tour, maybe in another couple of videos. So if you'd like to see that, subscribe, and you'll be the first to know when the next garden tour goes live. But yeah, all right, so we'll head back in now. It's probably time, it has actually been a couple of hours since we put the stew on, so it's probably time to stir that. So we'll do that together now. Just really quickly before we go inside, look at these beautiful mini roses. The smell, these sort of multicolored roses have a very strong sort of smell. Gosh, they're pretty. So beautiful. It's always that struggle, isn't it, between do I cut them and bring them inside so I can appreciate them, or just leave them out here and just, you know, stop and smell the roses each time I go by. Anywho, we'll head inside now. Okay, so as you can see with the condensation there, it is really starting to heat up in here. The smell, oh, a cooking stew always just smells so incredible. And so all I'm going to do is just sort of stir it through a little bit. So that the flavors sort of combined, spices, onions, garlic, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's that. It is about 10 to 1 now. So I won't touch this again now until it is ready to go at 6. I'm going to head into the gym now and get my workout in for today. I won't take you into the gym with me because that'd be boring for you to watch. But I will catch up with you a little bit later this afternoon. just showing you how we are tracking. So the stew, you can see now the gravy in that has all sort of come out and everything is bubbling away in there and cooking nicely. It's probably still got, you know, maybe another 2 hours to go, but that is currently what it is looking like. So I'm actually just going to start making the bread now. I won't do that with you as I showed you how to make the bread a few videos ago. But yeah, it's looking really great. Alrighty, and there you have it. We have our delicious stew that we made this morning. And I've got fresh bread just out of the oven. So I'm just going to start dishing up and I'm going to cut this up. And yeah, kind of settle in for this evening. I'm going to be watching, I've got a new episode of Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power. I'm going to be watching that tonight while I have my stew and my fresh bread. But I will vlog again tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow anyway. But I just thought I would show you the end result of the stew. It looks incredible and the smell is just amazing. Good morning. I thought I would share my little Sunday morning tradition with you. So on Sunday mornings, I make pancakes, as you can see. So this Sunday, I have made strawberry pancakes. So these pancakes are gluten and dairy free and refined sugar free. And because strawberries are in season at the moment, I've just popped, you can see I've got strawberries in there, just diced them up and popped strawberries through. If you've got blueberries in season or blackberries, or if you like banana and cinnamon or apple and cinnamon, you can obviously put those in there. But yeah, so every Sunday I make myself pancakes, and I just wanted to, I guess, if you're somebody who is single and you're just cooking for one and you think that you can't make pancakes on a Sunday because the batch makes up too many, as you can see, I've got 4 quite nice sized pancakes here. I'm not going to eat 4 pancakes. So what I do is I just eat what I want to eat. And then the remaining pancakes, I actually just pop them once they've cooled down. I pop them in the fridge and I just keep them in sort of a glass container in the fridge. And then I have them at afternoon tea time. So I'll have them with a cup of tea, or if you drink coffee, you could have them with a coffee. But yeah, I just take them out of the fridge. I warm them up a little bit, and then I can put, you can put jam on them. If you are somebody who eats Nutella, you could put Nutella on them, strawberries and whipped cream, whatever you'd like. But yeah, I'll have them in the afternoon with a cup of tea, and they're delicious, absolutely delicious. And it just means that I get a little treat on Sunday morning with pancakes, and then I also have little treats, for the next couple of days with the remaining pancakes. So in Australia, we would call sort of cold pancakes a pikelet. I don't know if you guys sort of have something similar to that. But yeah, I thought I would just share that little tradition with you. So these ones are almost done now. So I'm just going to dish up. I've made myself a cup of tea, and I'm just going to go and chill, have my pancakes, have my cup of tea. Just come outside to get a little bit of sun before it goes back behind the clouds. I have actually just been editing this video, and it is actually getting quite long. So I might actually leave this video here. I hope you have enjoyed sort of spending the last couple of days with me. It has been a very sort of slow, wholesome vlog. Between me not feeling 100% and the weather kind of taking a turn with the cold and the rain and that, it's just been really lovely to just have a cozy couple of days, you know, have some delicious home cooked meals and just really chill, have some downtime. I've spent a lot of time on the couch reading and just being really cozy and comfortable and resting. So I hope if you're also not feeling well, you take the time to do something very similar. Rest if you need to. But yeah, I will bid you farewell. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and that you have an absolutely amazing weekend. I will see you next week for a new video. I think next week's video will be quite sort of out and about. So I hope you subscribe and would like to come along and join me for that. But yes, so I will say goodbye and I will see you next week. See you later.